Hey guys, back again. I'm still in my dining room because I was going to get wild and crazy and go out on the porch, but it still looks distinctly like it might start to rain, and I don't want to take my computer out on the porch in the rain. So I am going to read to you. I'm reading off my iPad. I'm going to read to you from my dining room again. Chapter 43. In the morning, Jamie had wet the bed. I'd half expected it, but Mam, sleeping on the other side of Jamie, was furious. She smacked his bottom hard and told him it had better not happen again. "Else you'll sleep on the floor," she said. Jamie sobbed. He wasn't used to being smacked any more. "Quit crying," I whispered, my arms around him. "You've got to. Crying makes it worse." To Mam I said, "I'll wash the blanket." I reached to the floor for my crutches and my shoes. They were gone. Mam saw the look on my face. She laughed. "Missing your crutches, are you?" Why didn't you get me crutches when I was younger?" I asked. Mam snorted. "I told you," she said. "I don't want you going anywhere. I don't want anyone to see you." "But my foot could have been fixed when I was a baby." "Oh, so now you believe all that too? That's what they said, those nurses. Wanted me to spend money, wanted to take my baby and my money and put you in hospital for months. All my money. And nobody was going to tell me what to do with my money and my kid. Wouldn't have worked anyhow. When you was a baby, your foot wasn't half as ugly as it is now." I tried to absorb all this, but Jamie had thought of something else. "What about when the bombs come?" he asked. "Where will we go then? At home we had a shelter." He stopped, his eyes widening with fear. I understood. It was a mistake to call Susan's house home. But Mam didn't notice. She just snorted. "Ain't no bombs in London," she said. "Haven't been, not once, and the war's been on a year." It was a Saturday, but Mam said she'd be working that night. The factories ran around the clock. She dozed on the dry side of the bed while I toasted bread for breakfast and made tea. When she woke, she and Jamie went out to buy food. "Where's your ration cards?" Mam asked. Susan had them. She would have given them to us if Mam hadn't been in such an all-fire hurry to leave. I played dumb. "Dunno," I said. Jamie started to speak, but I glared at him and he closed his mouth on his words. Mam swore. "That idiot woman," she said. "Probably trying to cheat me. Probably using all your coupons up right now, buying all the sugar and meat she can." I said nothing. I went to the window, sat down on the chair and looked out. Nothing to see, no children playing in the street, sandbags up to the windows of the few shops, women walking briskly, not sitting down on the stoops to gossip. War. Mam gave me a more congenial look. "You can't help it," she said, "but with a foot like that, there's nothing useful you can do. You'll be a cripple all your life." When they left, I became a spy. The flat was filthy, and I wanted to clean it. At the very least, the sink and the floor, but I decided not to. Mam would notice and be angry. Better she thought I stayed in my chair. There weren't many places to hide things. A few kitchen cupboards with the pots and plates Mam had had for years. Clothes in the wardrobe, new clothes for Mam, and some older things too. A small table in the bedroom with a larger new mirror hung in front of it. My hair looked a mess. I brushed it with Mam's hairbrush and plaited it neatly. My face was dirty, so I found a cloth and soap at the kitchen sink and I washed. I had to use the bucket again, but I moved it to the door and covered it with a plate to keep down the smell. Back to the table with the mirror. It had a drawer. The front of the drawer was a mess of bobby pins, pencil stubs, and odd scraps of paper. I pulled it all the way out. At the very back I found a small pasteboard box. Inside, a stack of papers. I unfolded the top one. "Certificate of birth," it said. "Ada Maria Smith." I took a deep breath, scanned the paper quickly, found what I was looking for. May 13th, 1929. We'd gotten my birthday wrong, of course, but we'd guessed right on the year. I really was 11. Jamie's birth certificate was beneath mine. Beneath that, my parents' marriage certificate. I heard a loud noise on the stairs. Jamie singing at the top of his lungs. Beautiful, beautiful Jamie. By the time Ma'am swung the door open, I had the papers back where they belonged and was sitting placidly in my chair. For dinner, Ma'am boiled potatoes and cabbages with a small piece of tough beef. She ate the beef herself because, she said, until we had our ration belts back, we didn't have the right to eat meat. "I'll get that cat to send them," she said. "Get the law on it if I have to." Jamie looked miserable and didn't want to eat, but I piled his plate with vegetables. "They're good," I said encouragingly. "They taste a little like the beef." He eyed me. I winked. He stared at me for a while, then carefully ate everything on his plate. When Ma'am got up to leave for work, I took a deep breath. It was time. Now or never, I thought. "You don't need us here," I said. "You're better off without having to take care of us, feed us and everything. You don't really want us, not even Jamie." Jamie started to say something, but I kicked him underneath the table hard, and he shut his mouth. Ma'am eyed me. "What's all this? Some kind of trick?" "You never wanted us," I said. "Not really. That's why you didn't send for us when all the other mothers did." "Don't know what right you've got to complain about it," she said. "You had a pretty high time out there from all I can see. Fancy clothes, fancy ideas, prancing around town." "It's nothing to you what happens to us," I said. "You only brought us back because you thought it would cost more to keep us away." "And so it would have," Ma'am said. "You saw that letter. Why should I pay for you to live better than me, when you're nothing but a—" "It doesn't matter," I said. I worked hard to keep my voice quiet and even. I was going to have the truth said plainly. I was done with lies. 19 shillings, Ma'am said. 19 shillings a week, when they first let you go away for free. You never cost me no 19 shilling a week. It's robbery, that's what it is." "If you don't have to pay, you won't care if we leave," I said. "I can arrange that. We'll go away and you won't have to pay for anything." Her eyes narrowed. "I don't know what you're up to, girl. I don't know where you got all these strange words. Talk, talk." "I could get my foot fixed," I said. "Even now. I don't have to be a cripple. You don't have to be ashamed of me." A thought went through my head. Susan isn't ashamed. Ma'am's face turned red. "I'm never paying to fix your foot." "It would have been easy to fix when I was a baby." "Oh, that's lies. You can't believe what people say. Lies. I told your father." My father. I'd read about him in the newspaper clipping in Ma'am's drawer. I said slowly, "He would have fixed me." It was a guess. "He wanted to," Ma'am said. "He was the one that wanted babies. It was him always rocking you, singing to you." I felt tears dripping down my cheeks. I hadn't even realized I was crying. I said, "You never wanted us. You don't want us now." Ma'am's eyes blazed. "You're right. I don't." "You never wanted us," I said. "And why would I?" Ma'am said. "It was all him, calling me unnatural, wanting babies all the time, and then I got stuck with a cripple, and then a baby, and then no husband. I never wanted either of you." Jamie made a little noise. I knew he was crying, but I couldn't look at him yet. I said, "So you don't need to keep us now. You won't have to pay. We'll be gone in the morning. We'll be gone for good." Ma'am got up. She took her purse and her hat. She turned back to look at me. I can get rid of you without paying anything. I nodded. She grinned. It was her stuffing Ada into the cabinet grin. I promise, she said. All of my life I would remember those words. I said, yes.